Hey guys, Michael Edward here, True Trading Group, November 21st, EKSO, absolute monster, gave us three, not one, not two, three beautiful buying opportunities. And this is a perfect example of how to use volume and previous highs to catch continuation moves in a stock. That's what this video lesson is about, because I could not have drew with a pen a better example of how to use increasing volume and previous morning highs or previous day highs as entry points. So let me take you right to this EKSO, and we're going to get right to it, because this is a very basic strategy that every trader should know and every trader should utilize, because when you can identify a strong stock, the high volume break past the high of the day, followed by a pull-in where support is in place, is such a high percentage opportunity while having very low risk of catching a strong move higher. And EKSO is the perfect example. So let's get right to the chart and I'll walk you right through it. EKSO, guys, right in the morning, you can see right here, the stock put in a high of 349. So call it 350. Okay, so we can draw a line straight across those highs. And then the stock pulled in, actually made a new low. Had a lot of people thinking the stock was going to sell off and just kind of fade the gap all day. But it turned around and started trading sideways and then got back above the VWAP. And you see the stock just kind of trading sideways. Right around 12:15, you guys see this volume start to increase. You see that little volume increase right there? As the stock started to push off of the VWAP and make a push to go and test that morning high. That was your first sign. You see the stock it touches that high and just starts to consolidate up here. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can maybe see it a little bit more clear. Okay, here, I zoomed in a little for you guys. You see how it ran up, touched the high, and just started kind of consolidating and hanging out up here. It didn't really pull back. It just kind of sat there and traded sideways. That's a very bullish sign when you get a stock to push up against the high and then just trade right below it without really pulling off away from it. Very bullish sign. Now, it was 12:30. You guys know that I don't like to buy lunchtime breakouts. They tend to fail more often than not. And this could have been a setup for one of those failed breakouts. So if you missed this first entry point, this first possible entry, which the first possible entry was right here, okay, as you saw the stock run up and push against that high and start to consolidate. I don't mind not missing this entry. I would miss this entry 9 times out of 10 because I don't like to buy lunchtime breakouts. You can also see the volume then started to die out a little bit once the stock got up here. So buying this would have been a little bit risky because you guys know I don't like to buy lunchtime breakouts. But you then see at around 12:50, the stock breaks the high of the day and starts to push. What you need to notice about this push is this increase in volume right here. Now you have an increase in volume as the stock works its way up to the high. Then you have another even stronger increase in volume as the stock breaks the high. These two increases in volume is your clue that this stock is going higher. Okay, but we missed this entry, right? We're not going to buy that lunchtime breakout, so the stock runs without us. Damn, stock ran without us. Trade's not over. You then see the stock pull in, and what does it do? It finds support at the previous high. The stock just broke above 350. So stock broke above 350 on a nice strong increase in volume. So when that happens, you look for that previous high to become support, and it did beautifully. Right here was your second buying opportunity in EKSO as the stock held above that previous high after you just had a breakout on strong, heavy volume. Again, guys, it's this increase in volume leading up to the high and this strong increase in volume on the break of the high that makes you look for this area to hold support for an entry to catch a continuation move. And boy, did EKSO continue. Look at that move. Okay? If you missed the second buy point, EKSO did it again. So now that that previous high has been broken, let's go and delete this line, and we'll delete that first entry, okay? Because now, here's your new high of the day. So let's draw a line across the new high of the day. What happens? The stock breaks the high of the day once again on a strong increase in volume. When that happens, you look for that previous high to act as support. Bang! Look at that, guys. Look at how the stock just catapults off of that support area. This was your third buying opportunity. And then you see just huge volume started coming into EKSO as the stock just pushed all the way up to 475. The high of the day was 477. Stock was up 64% at one point. They closed the day up 41.5%. But just a monster day for this EKSO, and it gave you 3 possible buying opportunities. And the common factor in all 3 of those potential entries was the volume. Okay, again, that first 1230 breakout right here. Okay, I'll miss that move 9 times out of 10, guys, because I don't like to buy when a stock makes a brand new high around 1230, 1245. I hate buying that breakout because usually, more often than not, the stock fails. It'll break the high of the day, kind of go, and also it'll collapse and pull back down beneath that previous high it just broke above. And it can drive you crazy as a trader. It can get you stopped out and just lose you a lot of money. So I don't like to buy those lunchtime breakouts. But even after, if you miss that first push, once you see that volume come in, guys, and you see that strong increase in volume, right after you just saw this increase in volume leading up to the high. So as the stock is approaching the high, you see volumes increasing. The stock kind of trades sideways and then bang, breaks that high on another strong increase in volume. That's your clue. That's your trigger right there. When you saw that volume increase, you say, now I'm jumping in. You say, now I'm going to look for this initial morning high that we just broke above. I'm going to look for that to hold support. If that holds support, I'm jumping all over it. Stock held support. You guys jump in. Stock breaks the high. Even if you miss this entry, stock breaks the high of the day, pulls in, holds support again. And the stock just took off. Then the move was on, the rally was on, and the stock exploded. This is a perfect example of how to use increasing volume when it's on breakouts above the high of the day to catch continuation moves. This strategy alone can make you a lot of money while risking a very small amount. Because on either one of these, let's just use the second and third buying opportunities. If you enter here and the stock does not hold support here, you're risking a very small amount. You get stopped out, the stock breaks back below this line. If you buy here, you get stopped out, the stock breaks back below this line. So your risk is very small, but look at your upside. Look at this upside. Okay, the risk-reward ratio on this strategy is so in your favor that you can place 10 trades like this, lose on 6, and still be very profitable. Because when you lose, you're going to lose 5, 6, 7%. When you make, you're going to make 15, 20%. And this is a perfect example of that. That's why I always preach and I talk about, guys, look for that heavy volume break of the high of the day. Then let the stock pull in. Once it shows you support is there, you jump in. But the key is the volume. You need that increase in volume on the break. If you do not have a strong increase in volume on the break of the high, the chances of that high acting as support drop off significantly. So when you see that heavy volume increase, which EKSO showed you 2 times on the break, here was the break of the high of the day, strong volume. The second break of the high of the day, more strong volume. Okay, it gave it to you twice. This is a perfect example of how to use increasing volume on a break of the high to catch continuation. Study this chart setup, guys, and be ready to jump the next time you see it. Congrats to everyone that profited and banked on EKSO. I'll see you guys tomorrow.